So which means that whatever the group suggests, it is more legitimate to do that, and it is, the power of accepting this solution is going to be very high. Everybody thinks that okay, this is legitimate solution, so why not we put our resources or organizational resources into that, because everybody is saying this and this look legit, so let's go and try that. Disadvantages. So one of that is that group must always take more time to reach solution, because now these are interdependent people. They're naturally there's going to be a time, and sometimes you cannot take the right decision on right time. You are taking more time because suggestions are coming from group member A, B, C, D, and coming to the leader, and he's reading that he needs more time to decide. So that's the case. So a dominant majority can unduly influence outcome and group think. So if there are 5 members who suggest to go for project 1 and 3 suggest go for project 2, then it means maybe these 2 are more knowledgeable, they have more abilities, and they are saying the truth, but you are following the 3. Or maybe the group thinking, even which 5 members, 1 is saying invest in project 2, and all 4 are saying invest in project 1, and then 1 speaks, every 4 of them they say no, invest in 4, because 1 is saying. This is called group think, in which the more influential person lobbying other or trying to control everyone and basically make you a yes man. And then individual responsibilities are ambiguous. Now that's important. Why? Because group is given a goal, a purpose, so that's a group responsibility to achieve that goal. So where I stand, what is my goal? So that means ambiguous. Group goal. So there is one leader, and under that leader there are 3 members. This is the 5th member, right? So fulfillment of the goal is the responsibility of leader. If goal is fulfilled, he would be given bonus. Now it's on him whether he wants to share that bonus with you or not. He wants to share that appreciation or that trophy with you or not, right? But whenever there is a group, people think like that, okay, if I completed that one and goal is fulfilled, then he would be given the all the benefits or all the credit, and he just mentioned the name and that's it, but he would be given some financial benefits and we are not shared with the benefits. So people started lose hope, group performances decreases. But in the same way, when your idea is to complete organizational or group goal, sometimes what happened, they are thinking in goal perspective. So what are their individual goals? They are away from that. So group members, they share the responsibility, but the responsibility of any single member is ambiguous, right? because that is the group responsibility. So creative group decision making model is like that. Decision making groups that interact by using linked computer, which means what techniques we can use to increase the group decision making. A good decision making, you can use electronic meetings, you can use brainstorming. What do we mean by that? Which means idea generation processes that encourages alternatives while withholding criticism, in which you gather all group members and talk about that. Okay, we are using this technique. What do you think, it is good or not? What are its benefit and what are its disadvantages? And even if there are some criticism or disadvantages, and then you see that if the benefits outweigh the cost, then you say that okay, let's just do that. You see, it increases the productivity. And plus, we have a nominal group technique, which means a group decision making techniques in which group members are presented with a problem. Each member independently write down its solution, and no discussion take place until all ideas has been presented. So you are distributing all that problem individually and receive the solution individually, and you did not discuss, or you don't discuss the solution with others until you receive everyone's solution, and then you start discussing. So in that case, it increases creativity or in good decision making. So number one, when you regularly meet, if you cannot regularly meet, you have electronic meeting. There are many Zoom, like we are now right now doing Whoop meeting. There are others platform as well, Microsoft Teams, brainstorming, and NGT, nominal group technique, right? Now group processes conflict management. Like I told you, it's a natural way. Whenever there are different people, conflict is imminent. So what is conflict? It is perceived incompatible differences that result in interference or opposition. So if, for example, group members perceive the differences, they say that we don't want to do that, or we think that this could be done like that. Okay, I don't want to work under his authority or something. So there are two ways in which we can view the conflict. Number one is traditional way, and it says that conflict is bad. If there is conflict, avoid it. And in that case, how you can avoid it? Either you can just expel that person in which people have more conflict, or either you can think about that. What is the reason? The reason is not with the people. The reason is with their explanation or something. So why don't we resolve that explanation or that rule or something? So rather finding out the cause, they just talk about the symptoms and just say that difference conflict is bad and we should avoid it. That's it. But that doesn't mean that difference is not there, even though through the harsh meaning or through the pressure of the management you say that okay, there is no conflict, but still on the back of your mind there is a conflict. The number two is the human relation view of conflict, which argue that conflict is natural and it shouldn't be a negative sign, right? Why? Because the sooner you realize there's a conflict, the better chances are that you are going to resolve it and you can increase the outcome, right? You don't see conflict is bad, you see conflict is basically a symptom, not the problem. So you go to the root cause, and when you adjust that root cause, your outcome of the group started to increase. So now interactionist view of conflict is that some conflicts are necessary to perform for group performance effectively. Number one, functional conflict. So this is a natural one. For example, he's a CEO and I am being, or he's a leader. I need to report him. He has a right to ask about the deadline, about my performance, about why I'm not here, why I was absent, why I left early, right? So of course people becomes agitated and there's a conflict why he's asking and all those stuff. But that is a natural one. And number two is dysfunctional conflict, in which a conflict that prevent a group from achieving its goal. Now, that is really harmful and that is destructive. If I cannot complete on time, then how he can do that? So I will not make him complete his work on time. If you perform your duties early and his duties depends on you and you are not sharing your work with him, so that intentionally that he is delayed and his performance decreases. So that is a very negative view, right? And that is the view is interactionist view. Now let's talk about the type of conflicts. That is a view of conflict and a type of conflict. Conflict over content and goal of the work is called task conflict. You are giving me this task to complete the map or complete the PERT analysis. Okay, so it cannot be done in 3 hours. At least I need 2 days. Otherwise, I may make some mistake or there's going to be a new version of the task and then I have to repeat again and again and again. So I don't want to do that. All right. And then there is a relationship conflict, which conflict based on interpersonal relationship. I don't want to report him. I don't want to work under a female, or a female says that I don't want to work with him. I don't feel safe with him. I don't like him, right? Or maybe like Indian population is increasing in workforce of girls, and there are natural conflict